We researched what would be in a desert-adapted crop, and we looked at a million different things, and we came up with argan.
It's a tree crop. It comes from Morocco. The only place that it grows in the whole wide world right now is in Morocco and now in Israel. It's been grown here for 25 years as a research crop with excellent results. It doesn't need water hardly. It's drought resistant. It can go 10 years without water and then spring back to life once it gets water again. It doesn't need pesticides. It doesn't want fertilizers. And it has this crop that goes for an amazing price.
This is a plant I've been working with for over 30 years, particularly suited, I think, to grow in the Negev. Among the many crops that I've worked with, I think this one is really a winner, and that planting Argani orchards would benefit the agricultural systems of the Negev in general.
We live in a beautiful town in the middle of the Negev desert. A lot of people come and visit us here, and a lot of people really want to move here, but there's no opportunity for them to do so because there's no economy. The Israeli government keeps trying to get industry to come here, but big industries don't want to have to transport their goods from in the middle of the desert to the center of the country.
The Negev makes up about 60% of Israel's land, but only 7% of the population lives here. When you walk over these valleys and these hills and you see the remains of agriculture from the Israelites of 3,000 years ago everywhere, and you realize this whole valley was populated, it was prosperous, it was green, it gives you such a boost. It makes you want to do it. There's plenty of open land like this all around Mitzpeh Ramon. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Ben-Gurion envisioned this part of the country thriving and people living here many decades ago, and it still hasn't really happened.
So why not do what comes naturally, which is agriculture? But agriculture needs to pay. People need to make a living at it.
It's not just any agricultural crop. It's an amazing agricultural crop. It's part of the reason why in Morocco it's called liquid gold.
This is a pilot project. Until it's proven, the Agriculture Department hasn't put it on their list of approved crops, so there's no way to get help from the government.
Everyone who comes after us is going to have an easier time.
The reason we're making this video, we're making this appeal to people, is that typical traditional sources of funding just didn't work for us. This is agriculture. This isn't high tech. When you go to a bank, they want a payback starting in 3 to 6 months, but this is a tree crop. You don't see anything for 4 years.
It seems that the dream of making the Negev prosper doesn't include trees as a cash crop. The JNF does wonderful work, but they don't support cash crops. I just can't and won't accept that because of rules of banks and big organizations, we can't bring this down. I think that we can. I think that we will. I think that we are. And I think that everybody who's involved in this venture will be blessed.
There was a great rabbi of the 18th century named the Vilna Gaon. He was a great proponent of settling the land of Israel and planting everywhere, greening it back up. He felt that that's what would bring redemption closer. The Vilna Gaon felt that this was a responsibility of every Jew. He should at least be a part of it and support it. It was his responsibility, and he would have the merit of doing it too.
יוני ושושנה הרפורט רוצים לפתח חקלאות פה ליד מצפה רמון, ליד בסיס צה"ל לבד אחד. הפרויקט הזה מאוד מאוד חשוב לפיתוח הנגב כולו ומצפה רמון בפרט, שעל ידי כך קודם כל מיישבים את סביבות מצפה רמון. בעקבות זה יהיה הרבה יותר כלכלה, הרבה יותר משפחות יבואו לפה למצפה רמון, ובזכות זה נזכה לפתח את כל הנגב כחזונו של בן גוריון ושל כולנו, לפתח את הנגב, לעשות את הנגב במקום שממה למקום פורח, ואני מאחל להם הצלחה גדולה בכל מעשה ידיהם.
If everyone could sponsor one tree, even one tree, that would make such a difference to us. Sponsoring a tree means to help us get this land cleared off, leveled off, cleaned up, fenced in, an irrigation system put in, the tree prep done, the trees bought, the trees planted, and afterwards we have to take care of them. You may see that we've reached our goal, and please God we will, but that doesn't mean that we're done, because actually our goal is somewhat modest. It's to plant about a quarter of the trees that we have room for, that we'd like to plant. We would love very much to go on right this year and plant as many as we can.
בצדקת מלך עונה עם זמירות אשר אמר